KX News Storm Team.
Welcome back to KX News at 4. I'm meteorologist Michael Gonzalez, and it looks like the snow has arrived in Williston, as we can see taking a look at our KX cam over there in the northwestern part of the state. Temperature sitting at 11 degrees with a bit of a breeze out of the east-southeast, producing a wind chill just below zero. And the visibility is somewhat reduced by that snow that is falling right now. And we see that reflected on the current visibility map. In fact, quite a bit of northeastern Montana and western North Dakota are looking at visibilities in the 1 to 2 mile range, even a few localized areas below a half mile. So if you're going to be doing any driving out in this area with that snow ongoing, just be sure to take it a little bit slower than you might otherwise. Although it is generally light to moderate snow, as we see on the radar. This is going to spread gradually to the east into the central part of the state by the time we get into later this afternoon and evening. So Bismarck and Minot be expecting some light to moderate snow starting here in the next little bit, as this clipper system that's currently in southwestern Saskatchewan drifts its way off to the southeast along this boundary that's set up with quite a bit of a temperature contrast there between Bismarck and Billings. 12 at Bismarck, and you just follow west down I-94 and you end up at 46 degrees over in Billings, where it's in fact raining right now. And this much milder air is going to perhaps cause issues as far as precipitation type goes in southwestern North Dakota. That could be what leads to some freezing rain and sleet later tonight rather than all snow. And then of course a much colder air mass is waiting just to sweep in with this cold front by the time we get to Friday over there in Canada. So right now though, temperatures are broadly in the teens for much of central North Dakota. On the cooler side over towards Dunseith and Bottineau, still in the single digits above zero, and then almost freezing over towards Bowman, just on the warmer side of that front that was drawn out on the satellite picture just a second ago. And we'll see these temperatures warm up just gradually across the southwestern part of the state, where we might only be dealing with rain and just a little bit of freezing rain over towards Bowman later tonight, where the rest of us are going to be seeing that snow as that precipitation makes its way into our area. Tomorrow, high temperatures will broadly be in the mid-20s to even some mid-30s over towards the southwest, and these temperatures, these highs will occur in the morning time or early afternoon even, and then by the afternoon temperatures are going to drop off rapidly as a cold front sweeps its way through the area. So here's some key points that you'll want to know as this clipper system makes its way on in. The impacts are obviously already beginning right now over in western North Dakota and will continue through Thursday afternoon when that cold front gets to our area. And we'll be looking at snow accumulations of about 1 to 3 inches. Localized areas will get to 3 inches, but for most of us it'll be fairly minor snow accumulations. One of the bigger concerns with this system though is going to be that mix of precipitation, the freezing rain and sleet concerns, especially along and south of I-94. Southern North Dakota should be an area that is keeping an eye out for the concern of a bit of icing potential. That would be southwest of Bismarck and including Dickinson and perhaps east of Bowman. And then by the time we get past this system, it'll be a whole lot colder. We're going to kiss these teens and 20s above zero goodbye, and we're going to have highs generally in the single digits above zero or even colder than that. Precision cast will sort of time out what we're looking like for precipitation in the next 24 hours. Going to see that light snow, as I'd mentioned, spread across much of central North Dakota tonight. Not too much of a concern there, just perhaps an inch of accumulation. But by the time we get to later tonight, we're going to see temperatures warm up just a little bit over towards southwestern North Dakota, and that could start to produce some of those freezing rain and sleet concerns between Bismarck and Dickinson. Could be looking at 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice accumulation. Further to the south and west over towards Bowman, it might be all rain, and then further north it should just be an all snow event over towards Williston and Minot. By the time we get to Thursday afternoon, precipitation will transition to all snowfall as temperatures drop rapidly. By the time we get to Thursday night, we'll see lows there between 5 and 15 below zero with those wind chills quite on the low side. And here's the snow accumulation map again. 1 to 3 inches of snowfall likely for just about everyone except down towards Bowman. Here's what Williston's next 5 days are looking like. The temperatures are going to drop off a cliff by the time we get to Thursday afternoon, and high is expected to be 4 below there on Friday, and then Saturday 1 below, then warming up quite a bit by the end of the weekend and into early next week. In Dickinson's next several days, we'll see another clipper system move in Friday night into Saturday with much colder temperatures, then a bit milder there by the start of next week. And Minot's next 7 days reflect a similar trend with much colder conditions there on Friday and Saturday, then milding up a bit by the start of next work week. And Bismarck's next 7 days are very similar. Might not even get above zero there on Saturday, and then by the time we get to the start of next week, it'll be quite a bit milder. Those teens and 20s are going to feel pretty good after Friday.
Even if you're talking days back in the 30s, that's pretty pleasant news for a lot of people.
Yep, might make the snow crust over, but it'll feel nice.
It sure will. Michael, thanks so much. And